All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. So, entering this weekend in college football, there were four teams that were still undefeated within Mountain West Conference play, and there's now one less now after last night's showdown in Vegas between Boise State and UNLV. It was expected to be a tightly contested affair between the Broncos and Rebels, and that's basically what we got as the Broncos prevailed 29-24. Now, this was Boise State's second win at Allegiant Stadium over UNLV in the last 10 months. You remember the Broncos won the Mountain West Championship game there back in December. Running back Ashton Genty was once again the workhorse for Boise State as he had 128 yards on the ground last night with a touchdown, and he did it on 33 carries. The Broncos won the turnover battle, and they also slowed down UNLV wide receiver Ricky White, and they held the Rebels scoreless during the final quarter of this contest. We saw Boise's defense step up to the forefront. They had six big sacks of UNLV quarterback Haj Malik Williams last night. They along with this running game really set the tone for the Broncos. You look at this game, both coaches, Spencer Danielson for Boise and Barry Odom for UNLV, they had their teams ready to play. I said coming into this season, I felt like Boise State and UNLV were the cream of the crop, if you will, in the Mountain West, and I think they showed that last night. It's unfortunate that we're not going to see this matchup in the same conference in a couple of years with Boise State going to the new Pac-12 and UNLV remaining in the Mountain West because you think about what Barry Odom has done in a very quick period of time in Vegas with the Rebels. He has really gotten them to the top of the charts, if you will, in the Mountain West. So you look at this game last night, and like I said, Boise's defense, they were at the forefront. And I think the second quarter rather, excuse me, kind of set the tone for this one. After one quarter of play, UNLV was up 10-3, but the second quarter was dominated by the Broncos as they outscored UNLV 17 to nothing in the second. And you look at it, two touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. Okay, as UNLV went from being up 10-6 to down 20-10 at the break. And then, like I said, the third quarter was back and forth, basically really belonging more to UNLV. They got that touchdown right out of the chute with Haj Malik Williams, excuse me, scoring on a 5 yard run to make it 20-17 and then Boise field goal making it 23-17. But then the Rebels coming back and scoring another touchdown just before that quarter ended. But then early on in the fourth, it was an Ashton Genty show as he scored the go ahead and winning touchdown to give Boise the 29-24 lead. Of course, the 2 point conversion was not good. But again, you have a guy like Genty that you can lean on. And I think for all of the flash that we've seen in college football, for all of the flash that we've seen in the NFL in recent years, I think what we're seeing the game go back to is its original roots, which is all about being physical at the line of scrimmage. And it begins with being able to run the football effectively, offensively, and get after teams defensively. Boise checks both of those boxes for both of those categories. And that's a big reason why they won last night. That's a big reason why they're the top dogs right now in the Mountain West. So, with that said, what are the chances that we'll see this again come December as far as Boise State and UNLV meeting one more time? Like I said, coming into play today or this weekend, rather, we had four teams within the Mountain West that were undefeated within league play. Clearly, UNLV rather is off of that list. So right now, it's Boise State, Colorado State, and San Diego State. And Colorado State is playing tonight. But and that San Diego State is playing Washington State, but of course that's not a conference affair. But I think that Colorado State could be a factor in this because yeah, the Rams do have three losses so far this season, but guess what? All three of their losses were non-conference affairs. And then on top of that, Colorado State does not face either Boise State or UNLV during the regular season. I will say this: Colorado State has a game on November 23rd at Fresno State that could go a long way in determining who gets to the Mountain West Championship game. Now, for the Broncos, of course, they have their one loss on the season, a 3-point loss at Oregon, which is really not looking bad right now for either Boise State or Oregon, the way that things are playing out. Boise will be at home for the next couple of weeks. San Diego State next Saturday, and then Nevada, pardon me, next Friday, rather. But nonetheless, you look at it coming down the stretch at San Jose State on November 16th for the Broncos. I think that game right there can go a long way in determining who gets to the Mountain West Championship game. And then for UNLV, you look at their potential path to getting to the Mountain West Championship game. Of course, they're part of that one loss category right now within the league. They're at Hawaii in 2 weeks, so they get an opportunity to get rested and get this out of their system. But a big one on the 16th, they host San Diego State, and then they're at San Jose State on the 22nd. So I still think that there's a possibility, and I'm going to stick to what I said in the preseason. I'm going to stick to what I said earlier this college football season, and that is the fact that more than likely, I think the if there was going to be a Group of Five conference that got a bid to the college football playoff, I do believe it's going to be the Mountain West. And you're looking at it, Boise State's in that mix, UNLV is in that mix, Colorado State, like I said, they're in that mix as well. Don't count out the San Jose State Spartans under head coach Ken Niumatalolu as well. And it's going to, like I said, it's the battle to get to that championship game. Boise, to me, I think has the inside track with the way that they play D, and on top of that, the running ability of Ashton Genty. You just cannot underscore the impact and the importance of that young man to the Broncos offense. But nonetheless, big time showdown in the Mountain West last night in Vegas. I really would not be surprised to see these two teams meet once again come December, when the stakes are going to be even higher than they were last night. But nonetheless, two of the best in the Mountain West got it on last night. To the victor goes the spoils, excuse me, as it's all about the Boise State Broncos. And let's see how Barry Odom and his UNLV squad rebound from this one. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now, you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I'm signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.